Ever feel like you're just treading water with a single paycheck? Or maybe you look around and wonder how other people seem to be getting ahead financially? Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to break down the exact strategies Americans are using to build extra income through smart investing and trading. Let's dive in.
And look, this is the fundamental truth we have to start with. Building wealth isn't some secret club for the super rich. We're talking about millions of regular Americans, teachers, nurses, engineers, artists, who have figured out that one paycheck just isn't the whole story. This is all about showing you how they do it. So, why this big push for extra income all of a sudden? What's driving this huge shift? It's not just about wanting more stuff. It's really a reaction to how our whole financial world is changing, and it all starts with a question I think we're all asking ourselves. It's a frustrating feeling, isn't it? You get a raise, you think you're finally getting ahead, but somehow the money just doesn't seem to stretch as far as it used to. You're not imagining it. There are some really powerful forces at play here. This really shows you the two sides of the coin, right? On one hand, you've got the pressure from the rising cost of living. Gas, groceries, rent. That's the defense. But on the other hand, it's about going on offense. It's about creating passive income streams that work for you while you sleep, building real, long-term wealth. And, finally getting that financial freedom to live life on your own terms.
So, we get the why. Now let's get into the how. And that brings us to two very different paths to building wealth: investing and trading. They might sound kind of the same, but trust me, their philosophies and how you approach them are worlds apart.
Okay, think of it this way. Investing is like planting a tree. You buy something solid, you hold on to it for years, and you just let it grow over time. It's a much lower stress, lower risk game focused on that slow and steady wealth growth. Now trading, that's more like active gardening. You're in there, buying and selling frequently, trying to catch those short-term moves. It has the potential for much higher rewards, but, and this is a big but, it comes with way higher risk and demands some serious skill and discipline. So for those of you leaning towards that long-term tree planting path, these are the usual suspects. You could buy shares in individual companies you know and believe in, like Apple or Google. Or, and this is a fantastic option for beginners, you can get into ETFs or index funds. Just think of those as buying a whole basket of stocks at once, which automatically spreads out your risk. And then you've got dividend income, where companies literally pay you cash just for being an owner. Pretty cool, right?
All right, now we need to have a serious talk about trading. The idea of making quick profits sounds amazing, I get it, but the reality is, well, it's a lot more complicated. This isn't the time for wishful thinking. This is where we need a major reality check.
Now, this isn't meant to scare you off, but it's meant to prepare you. Trading is a skill, just like anything else. It is not a lottery ticket. And jumping in without the right knowledge is one of the fastest ways I know to lose your hard-earned money. Education is completely, 100% non-negotiable. You see, successful trading is built on a foundation of discipline, not luck. It absolutely requires a clear strategy. That's your personal rule book for when you buy and sell. It demands strict risk management to protect your money. And maybe the most important piece of all, it requires emotional control so that fear and greed aren't the ones making your decisions for you. Okay, so whether you choose to be a long-term investor or a short-term trader, there are some universal, smart rules that successful people always follow. Think of this as your guide to starting safely and just getting yourself on the right track from day one. If you remember only one single rule from this entire explainer, please make it this one. Never, ever risk more than 1% to 2% of your total money on a single idea. This is the golden rule. It makes sure that no single loss can ever wipe you out. And that's what lets you stay in the game long enough to actually succeed. And here are the other ground rules. The money you put to work has to be money you can truly afford to lose. Never, ever touch your rent or grocery money. Always put in the time to learn before you expect to earn a single dime. And just remember that patient, long-term thinking almost always wins against that frantic chase for quick cash.
Let's end on a really powerful idea that just shatters a huge myth. So many people think you need this giant pile of cash to even get in the game. That is just not true. The journey to building wealth and extra income doesn't start when you're rich. It starts with the decision to just begin, no matter how small you start.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's really a simple three-step plan. Learn first, use that knowledge to invest and trade smart, and through that disciplined process, you can build the extra income streams that lead to real financial freedom. The path is clear. Now the first step is yours to take.